I'm your host, Jade.
And I'm your host, Emma.
And this is
Lashing Out and Nailing Life. So we are in the season of gratefulness. So we just thought this would be a really simple episode where we go through and we talk about the things that we are grateful for this year.
Yeah.
I can't
It's
believe
probably
we're...
going to be on the shorter side.
Yeah. Which is good.
For both of our brains right now.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I also can't believe that, like, we're in November. So
I know.
that's crazy. I can't believe we've successfully done this the whole year either.
I know.
I don't know how much either of us
I cannot
we would
wait.
I
cannot
manage
wait
to
until
do
I
this.
go to upload our episode for 2027 and I can go season 2.
I mean, 2026.
2026.
I'm
Not me
just
already
skipped an
thinking.
entire year.
Not me already thinking we're in 2026 because I keep saying 2025, I think. And then my clients are like 2026. And then I was like, no, every time I say the year, I'm a year off. So we're in 2026 and it's 2027. 2026.
I'm still 25. I don't need you aging me.
I know.
25 was hard enough.
My boyfriend turns 30 next year. Isn't that wild? And he is very introverted, and I really want to have a huge 30th birthday for him.
Just do it.
So I was like, I think it'll be really cool I'll do it in a tasteful way. He won't hate me. Okay, well, things that we're grateful for.
I think our first two are the same.
Our first two are the same, family and friends. It's we're
both lucky that we have families to be grateful for, because I know that's not the case for everybody.
Yep. I was just talking to a friend about that the other day because I was saying how every now and then, especially as the weather, this is off topic. This is going to be a long episode now, but every time the weather changes, I get these little weird nostalgic things for things where not necessarily that time period of my life was great, but that specific moment gives me a warm and fuzzy.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I was leaving my mom's house the other day, and I was watching all the middle school kids get off the bus, and it was cold, and they're all, like, bundled up and stuff, and I was like, that was a great feeling, was getting off the warm bus into the cold air, and you have your little headphones in, and you're walking home, and I was like, simpler times. Simpler times. But anyways, and my friend was like, I do not think like that. And I was like, oh.
Just you.
Just me. But yeah, I think it's nice that we both have pretty supportive families that are very supportive.
I was gonna say, we both have families that, like, welcomed us staying at home.
Yeah,
much past
staying at home,
graduating high school, which I know.
Have been very supportive with, like, me moving out and me having my own business and me going down the paths that I chose to go down. And knowing that I have not necessarily, like, a crutch to fall back on, but if something, I felt like I could take risks, because if something bad did
100%.
happen,
like, our families would be there to catch us.
So
yeah,
within reason. My family is very within reason.
Oh no, if I did certain things, my family would not help me at all. Which, like, I always, like, say to people when they're like, you, like, are so spoiled, which, like, I guess I am, but, like, my dad is like, you're not spoiled, you're taken care of because you're my daughter. And I'm like, fair.
That's so
but
cute.
It's like, my parents take care of me because I, like, work hard. Like, I always had a job. I then opened my own business. Like, I'm never at home just sitting on the couch. I'm never out partying every night. I don't spend my money on drugs and alcohol. Like, I live my life within reason, and that's why they're so willing to support me. If I made poor life choices, and I've made poor life choices, but not ones that were, like, intentional poor life choices.
Yeah.
But, like, even with, like, the mistakes and the accidents I've made and the things that have happened to me, like, my parents have always been there for me, and I luckily have the kind of parents that are like, we've been there, we've been your age, mistakes are bound to happen.
Yeah.
And
it's
that,
part
I'm
of
really
growing.
grateful.
So
yeah.
I'm also grateful for, I've been thinking about it a lot for, like, how my parents raised me. Because I'm running into people where me and my mom just had a conversation where we were like, you know, we take all these supplements and we do all these, like, health things, and we don't really consider that as a difficult mental task. But then, like, she was telling her friend about something, and her friend, it was just a weird conversation where my mom was like, are we smart? Like, are we actually smarter than we thought we were? And so that was kind of off topic. But I have been thinking a lot lately how like when you're a teenager and you hate your mom or you hate your dad because you're like going and doing things that you don't want to necessarily be doing, but as an adult, I feel like it helped me create the personality that is like hardworking and able
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
do all of these things and like budget and like stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my friends.
My friends is a big one for me this year because I finally feel like after a very long 2.5 years, I'm like more stable now, and all of you are finally seeing that. Like I'm much more present and much more able to listen to you guys and be there for you. Because I definitely spent 2.5 years where I know I was kind of the center of attention, and I'm grateful for all the people who stuck through that with me. And that's kind of the beauty of what's happening right now is like I have found who has stuck through me with honestly what I'm hoping is the hardest time of my life. Who knows?
Let's hope it got out of the way. It got out of the way.
But like I'm finally at a place where like I know who my true friends are, and like for the most part it was kind of finding the people who are not necessarily even in the same place of life as I am, but like doing the same things I am.
Yeah.
Like honestly, the three people I'm closest to all run their own businesses and are responsible for their own income. And I think that's really helpful because we automatically all kind of understand each other's and our workloads and our schedules and where our head is at sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's just nice for me to actually be able to listen and be supportive and present.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting to a point too where the friends that I have, as we've said before, like intentionally. Like, oh, we do things like as friends intentionally, and like we're making time to see each other outside of our usual places. So, yeah. Okay, so our first two are the same. What's your next one?
My next one is my relationship, because up until this year, I don't think I've ever been grateful for one of my relationships. Not that any of them are listening, so they don't care.
I feel like your relationship this time has definitely been different and good.
Yeah. Which it means a lot that you guys can see that from the outside,
it feels
too.
good so far.
I mean, one of the best things is like he listens to this, and like that's a huge thing because I never asked him to do that. He just chose to do that.
Yeah.
And he was
We
actually
love you, Joe.
he was actually giving me crap yesterday that he still hasn't been in for a facial. Because he is that level of supportive where he's like, no, like you can do your services on me, and like he's offered to model lashes for me. Like he's a great guy.
That's good. Yeah, my boyfriend doesn't do stuff like that. I told him, I said, what if I started getting into facials? Would you let me practice on you? And he was like, well, only if you really can't find anyone else.
Or is Joe's over here like, when am I getting my facial?
That's cute.
But yeah, I like finally have a relationship that's his goal, and he's told me numerous times, is to take care of me in the same way my dad has, which my dad has set that bar extremely high. So even if he gets 50% of the way there, I'll be grateful.
But that's a common thing too, is like for like dads are supposed to set the example of how a man is supposed to treat you, you know?
Yeah. Which is where my dad had such a hang up in the past, but that's okay.
You know,
I've listened now. I've gotten it, Dad. We're good.
Well, and dads grow and learn too, so you know. I didn't have it written down, but yeah, I guess my boyfriend's pretty cool. No, I am very thankful for him.
You guys made a big step this year too.
Yeah, we moved in together. It's been good. He's been very patient, and he's currently asleep.
Yeah, he's good for us.
It's been really nice that he's been very flexible with this, because one of the things that I hated was us trying to figure out how to lug things to your studio or having to work around my parents' schedule and my brother's schedule. So now that he's content with just staying in our bedroom, and we have a bathroom back there, so he doesn't have to, you know, he has water. He's been very supportive as well. And then I had the community that we've built and are building. I'm very grateful for that and thankful for that.
That's something that we're really going to continue in the new year. Like, I know we have goals around that for the new year. So it's exciting that this year we kind of built the foundation. Like, now we have our podcast so people can see us and listen to us and get to know us. And then next year, I feel like that's when we're going to step this up for what we really want to do.
I really want us to have guests. I'm meeting with a girl today, and a woman. She's a mom. She's not a girl.
There's just something about the word woman. I
I
don't know. I
know.
never use it either.
It's because we don't feel old yet.
Yeah.
But she is someone that I would hope we could have on here. I hope we can have accountants and things like I do. I do want this to, I feel like like you said, we've built a really solid foundation, and I'm very excited for what we have planned for the new year.
Yeah.
Yee.
I feel like this is probably where we separate out. I don't know. My fifth one is my brand ambassadorship with Lightheart, which this was my second year. I guess I'm like a year and I don't know, 8 months into it. I think it was February of last year. I don't know. Anyways, I'm grateful for that because it's given me an online community, which is really nice. I have a bunch of people that I'm able to message. That's how like when we both know Lexi now is through that. And she's an awesome example for lots of things. But without that, I wouldn't know half of the other lash artists I do. And through that, I have references for people if they move out of state. I've had a couple people referred to me through people from other states, which is really nice. And I'm grateful that I've managed to continue that for so long, especially with how much I do struggle with social media, but I continue to work on it.
I think that's huge for our community as well, as you like having that other outlet, I guess. Yeah.
People that don't know me but know me.
Yeah.
But like aren't.
We were just talking about
in
how
real life.
I even am starting to get to know more of the nail techs in like the Denver and surrounding areas. And I just met one of them in person last month. And I was like, oh, this is so weird. Like we've been talking for so long, but also now you're here in my studio. But it's nice to just have people that I'm gonna keep mentioning it. I wrote a book. I wrote a book about marketing and beginning your brand, and it was nice to have a community to send copies to be like, can you proofread this? Also, tell me if it's any good. Okay. Oh, I'm next. My next one is myself.
I didn't have that on mine.
I am thankful and grateful for myself. Yeah, you should be thankful and grateful for yourself too, Jade.
Okay, I had my body's ability to do hard things.
Yes,
so,
that's a good one too.
Same concept.
But I'm very thankful for myself because I have gotten myself through some very serious things, and this has been another year of reflecting and where I want to be and what I want to do and stuff, and I keep realizing like I have come so far and I've done so much. So I'm very thankful for myself for not, even though I have mental breakdowns or slips, for not just totally spiraling into a dark, sad pit. So
hey, look, crying is normal.
Yes.
Sometimes we just get burnt out emotionally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
What did I have? Oh, I had my cohesive branding because I feel like over the past few years on my socials, it hasn't really been obvious like who I am or like what my brand is. Whereas now if you go to my Instagram and you scroll down, like it's cohesive. It all goes together. It matches. And I feel like although I'm still like working on it, it does give me a direction because I at least know when I sit down to make a post, I know what it needs to look like and I know what kind of post I'm making. So in that way, it has not necessarily like narrowed what I can do, but I have a hard time making decisions. So when I have 3 specific kinds of posts I'm supposed to make, it makes it easier for me to know what kind of post I'm doing at least because I know what has to be posted next. Yeah. I don't know if that made sense, but yep, my cohesive branding.
Yes. Yeah, I'm still just doing what I can. I do too much.
You do a lot.
I'm thankful for myself. So my next one was kind of business related, but having the flexibility to branch out to different paths. Mm-hmm. So I am, again, I wrote a book, and I started getting more into, I've gotten back into like drawing and selling prints of that, and then being able to do this and not feel like I don't have time because I have to work a job that is every day and draining and crazy. So being able to have a job that supports me, which is kind of in the my last point, being in a job that is able to support me enough to where I can attach my other businesses to it in more creative ways and do more of the things that I'm passionate about is very nice.
Mine is kind of complete opposite of that, but my next one is my job at Sephora, which is purely because I missed doing makeup, and I don't think I realized I missed doing makeup. And I've had clients for years ask me, like, do you do makeup? Because obviously my original education was in makeup. But my biggest thing is a makeup kit costs thousands of dollars if you're properly investing in all the shades and all the right products. And I'm talking like probably $2,500 to $3,000 is how much it would cost me to get like a starter makeup kit. So by being kind of pushed to find another job and getting this opportunity at Sephora, it's given me that outlet again without having to make that upfront investment. I just get paid.
Yeah.
Which has been really
You're
nice.
getting paid instead of spending money.
Yeah. I don't have to spend any money. I get paid hourly plus tips, which is really nice. It's not even commission. So I don't have to worry. And I've met really cool people through it. Like, I've made friends through it already. It's been nice to have coworkers again, because I feel like sometimes we all feel this in our studios. It's lonely. We have our clients, but we don't have anybody else to talk to. Luckily, I have you. I have other people that I am friends with now in the same industry, which is nice, but it's still not the same as
It's still,
actively being in that community.
being in a place every day. Sort of thing.
So it's been
Well,
nice
every
to
day.
have that again.
Nice.
And I don't know. It's helping me build my business, which is
And
also
like we
nice.
mentioned in our last episode, I guess now, was that, or the episode before? No, yeah.
Yeah,
The episode before.
2 episodes ago.
2 episodes ago. If you did want to get back into makeup too, you now have updated knowledge of the kind of things you would need, you know? So,
actually, by the time this episode is released, I would have taken, I think it's they have a pro makeup artist coming in for 5 hours on a Tuesday. So I did have to take time away from my business, but I'm also really excited to get to learn from a makeup artist again, because I haven't had to get to do that since 2019. And that flows into my other thing I'm grateful for, which is my continued education. Because I did a lot of that this year.
Nice. I feel like I did a lot at the beginning of the year. And now with like everything, I haven't really been continuing it in a traditional sense. I've been, as I said, branching out into different paths. So I guess that's learning.
Yeah, you're always continuing to learn.
Always continuing to learn.
There's a lot to be said for learning in any capacity.
Yeah. Continuing education is also something that is nice to be able to do when it's something that you love,
Yeah.
Okay, I only have 1 point left, so.
So do I.
Okay, cool. Woo!
This was a very short episode.
I think it's
we're
important.
currently at the 20-minute point. So
I think it's important, though, for us to do little personally episodes, because it doesn't all have to be doom and gloom and serious talks.
Well, I'm also hoping that this is like making you guys think about what you're grateful for, because there's a lot to be said, and I get in this habit for like a month at a time, and then I'll stop, and I'm currently out of this, and maybe this will push me back into it. But I feel like if you sit down for like just 5 minutes a day and write down 3 things you're grateful for, and they can be as small as the sun, or the food I ate today, or the water I drank, or the fact that my body got out of bed. Like, they can be that small, but like just sitting down and finding 3 things that you're grateful for within your day can do a lot for you.
Because I feel like there are a lot of things that we take for granted, especially with, as we've mentioned a million times, and this will be 1,000,001, is the imposter syndrome of never feeling like you're gonna be good enough.
Yeah.
But there's so much, like the fact that you have use of your hands, the fact that we can walk to where we want to be or get to where we want to be is stuff that I feel like most of us take for granted. And then like the ability to work the schedules that we want to work and do the things that we want to do, because there are so many people who can't, I even have friends who are limited because of like chronic illnesses and stuff, where they can't do the jobs that they want to or do them for more than a few hours because their bodies won't let them. And like,
I was going to say, like, being grateful that we've found what we want to do, but can do what we want to do is really important.
And you still have to take care of yourself in those moments, or, your body might start getting to a point where it doesn't want to do what it wants to do. But that's why being thankful for all the little things, especially during this time of year where it's cold and seasonal depression is real
Hmm.
and the sun may not be out, and we need to just think of, being able to breathe our own air and stuff like that. So the last one I did touch on, but it's the ability to support myself and what I've done. So the fact that my business and what I'm doing now can create has gotten to a point where I don't have to live with my parents anymore, and I was able to move in with my boyfriend, and we're able to do the bare minimum, but again, advancing in our lives. And I feel like I sometimes put myself down or am really humble about the things that I've done because we are so service based that it's a very
Yeah.
common thing to be like, the amount of times that I've heard people say, well, I don't want to pay those prices because I'm supporting your lifestyle, just gets me in a low spot.
It was a wild to say somebody's face.
Well, and it's one of those things where, again, because we're so service-based, people don't think about the fact that when you go to Walmart and you buy a $5 pen or whatever, all that money trickles down to support people's lifestyles. So
Yeah.
when you go to the grocery store and it's $12 for eggs or however much they are now, because I get them from my mom, so I don't really know the price of eggs, but it's because, there are CEOs that want to make millions of
I was gonna say,
dollars.
when you're buying stuff from a corporate, boy, are you supporting a certain kind of people's lifestyle.
Yeah. So I feel like when people say that to me, it's like, but I'm not, like, you should see, like, my clients don't say that, but it's other people who I'm like, you should see how I'm living though. Like, am I going to Hawaii every other month? No. Am I traveling or doing what I would consider like bougie tasks? Like, no. Am I buying new bags? No. The fact that I bought one pair of new pants this year and I was like, holy cow, it's so much money, but like, I want a pair of pants. It makes me feel sad because I'm really not living a very eccentric lifestyle. I'm just trying to do my best.
Just trying to get by in this
So that's why I
economy.
was like, I'm thankful for the ability to support myself with what I've done because not a lot of people get that either.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's all I have.
Yeah, I did all
Oh,
mine.
sweet.
My last one was this podcast, but we kind of touched on that within the community one.
Yes.
So,
I think
because
I
as I
think
said
it's
at the beginning,
important.
I didn't know where this was gonna go.
I think it's very important for us to think about what we're grateful for and think about the little things. And I don't even do it like intentionally, but there are many times where I'm like, I need to be more grateful for this. Like, I need to take into consideration that the fact that, especially with us moving out and us doing all the things that we have, my parents have even said, like, the amount that I spent on this couch was insane. But like I really wanted us to have a good long-term couch. And when I told my parents how much the couch was, they were like, I don't even think we had that much money when we were your age. Like to be able to buy a couch like that. Like I don't even think we had built our savings up enough to do that. So the fact that you are able to do that is amazing. And like, and me and my boyfriend split things. So really it wasn't that much for the couch on my part. But like we did want we're on the couch all the time, like stuff like that. I think it's important to even be grateful for the fact that like even though I felt like we weren't able to buy groceries for a couple of weeks, the fact that we were still able to eat and have a roof and all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
is important to think about.
We definitely live in a time and a place where a lot of our problems are first world problems, and I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us don't think about that.
Yes.
Like, we really have to be grateful for the bare minimum, which is
Mm-hmm.
we do have clean water, we
Mm-hmm.
do have food, we do have a roof over our heads. Like, we do have the setup for what some people would
And
consider a
yeah,
really
like
great life.
luxuries that other people don't really have.
Yeah.
It is.
And we just live in a place where, like, we forget to be grateful for that.
Yeah, so we are at the time for family and holidays and a lot of that can be tough for everyone. So hopefully that your Thanksgiving and everything goes well. Okay. Well, anyways, as usual, it was great chatting. If you ever have any question, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out. We will put all of our links to our social media, any other things you might need. My book will all be in the description.
Comment below what you're grateful for.
Yes, tell us what you're grateful for, even if it's something simple, or tell us something you're grateful for that might be something that you feel was maybe extravagant and you don't want to brag about it. Because I feel like sometimes we get like that too, where it's like you don't want to talk about certain things because you don't want to feel like you're bragging. But like,
Yeah.
again, the ability for us to buy this couch was huge. Did we ever think we were going to be able to do that? No. I know I keep talking about it because we're sitting on it. So, yeah. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. Cute.
We managed to pack that. I was looking at it going, well, this is short.
Oh, my knees. Okay. I was going to say, did we